As always, Ted kicks off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
I had to go with Alvin Kamara, who threw the first pitch out at Wrigley Field, Cubs Cardinals game. And, it's always amazing to see the highest caliber of athletes in the world step out there on the mound and spike one directly into the ground like a 6-year-old learning to throw a baseball. So you would think I'd have him in the loser category, but I loved what he did. He said, hell no, I'm standing here until you give me the ball back and I throw another one. And he got one across. Well, he got one to a glove down there. It wasn't I wouldn't say it was a strike or anything, but he redeemed himself. He won't have the lasting image of the horrible thrown baseball that lives out there forever. I guess people could clip it and show it, but I thought that was good for him. Stay out there, get the crowd behind you, have a little bit of success.
Former teammate, Alvin Kamara, fantastic teammate, very chill guy, was very kind to me in my short stint in New Orleans. Just an unbelievable football player,
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable balance. But have you ever seen someone do that? Be like, no, 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 let me try again.
I don't think so. That's why I put it on there. I
I
love it.
I respect it so much. Like, no, 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 no. I can do better. Give me the ball back. I'm not leaving this mound. Let me do it again.
You want to start the game or not? Because I'm not leaving the mound until I get that baseball back. Nicely done. That's it. I mean, you could probably stand over there, in foul territory before you walk out there and throw 50 baseballs in a decent manner. But you step out there and all of a sudden everyone's staring at you. It's like hitting that 5 or 6 foot putt with everyone watching, or a free throw in a 20,000 seat arena and it's dead quiet and you got to hit it at the end of the game. It's like you can see the effects that pressure has on performance very easily by just watching a first pitch.
No doubt. I think a lot of people were going, wait, he plays for the Saints. Why is he in Chicago? Why is he throwing out a first pitch for the Cubs? And it's interesting. He's an interesting cat, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while now. I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago, he started getting really into NASCAR and he partnered with NASCAR. It's something like he's like the engagement advisor for NASCAR. He's got like this little
Cool.
role to try to bring new fans into the fold for NASCAR. And NASCAR was in Chicago this weekend.
Nice.
So I think that was the connection
There you go.
there. So some synergy between the Cubs, NASCAR, and Alvin. And he's a really interesting guy. But that clip is fantastic. You just completely throws it in the dirt. He's like, no, I want it back. He doesn't move. He's thrown from the actual mound, which I really respect. And he got it done, got the job done.
Yep. If I'm ever in that position, I'm going safe, two seamer, not at 100%. There's a lot of pressure to go out there and show your arm off if you think you could do it. Nope. The goal is to just have it catchable. If you can get it over the plate, huge bonus, but I'm just throwing a standard two seamer, no big deal.
Arthritic throwing shoulder. It will,
You're shot putting it up there.
and I will take the pain to put it over the plate.
I will say, when my son started playing baseball and I started throwing baseball for the first time in however many years, it did not feel good at all. But 1,000 BP sessions later, it feels like through several years of baseball, the arm is in decent condition.
Can I tell you something that's really sad?
Yeah.
And I will take any advice that anyone's got. So I am never hurt my shoulder in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single shoulder injury. I am bone on bone in my right shoulder. I am right-handed. Hurts to shoot a basketball, hurts to throw a baseball. It's like the only thing that hurts is those two motions. It makes me very sad. So dude, I bought a glove for the right hand. I'm learning to throw lefty. Like
Really?
that's where it's at. Yeah.
Dang.
and I'm getting better at it. I assume I'll just get better at it as time goes on. I've always had a pretty decent left hand. So, but yeah, that's where it's at, man. It made me really sad to pull the trigger and order that glove on Amazon too. I was like, dang, man. I'm I'm too young to be able to do
Shoulder
this.
replacement or learn to throw left-handed?
It's like one of the only motions that really makes me uncomfortable. And I like to think I got a pretty high pain tolerance, but it's like the best way to describe it is like a cement grinder every time I throw with my right hand.
Not good.
I can hear it. I can hear my shoulder when I throw it right-handed. So
Oh,
I made this decision. I was like, you know what? We're gonna have to we're gonna have to start working on some lefty arm strength, and it's going pretty well.
I got to where I could throw a football pretty good left-handed because the right shoulder always being destroyed while I was playing, but it's totally different with the baseball. I've tried it
It's
with the baseball and it does not translate.
I think it's gonna be kind of everything. It
Yeah.
just hey, I'm gonna become left-handed just late in life. It'll be fine. I'm not worried
There you
about it.
go. There you
I
go. The
I
body can
trust my
adapt, man.
athleticism.
The body can adapt. You'll be fine.
Pretty depressing to think
Yeah.
about though.
I hate that.
It's yeah. Good. Like shooting threes in basketball. You can just hear it just
Oh,
and
I hate
sometimes it'll like if I'm shooting a three from like distance, it'll pop out. I know you know the pop out
Oh yeah.
life. You're familiar with that. So I'm not
You
trying
can
to make everyone
management, but
sad.
then every now and then it usually doesn't hurt. It's just loose and grindy, but then every now and then it hits the wrong spot and bites on you.
Super fun. Play football, kids. It's great. Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I had to go with Hugh Freeze. The every fan base they go through cycles. And right now Auburn's fan base is in panic cycle and somehow they've gotten a hold of all of the golf that Hugh Freeze has been playing. I guess he was registering his rounds with the USGA, try to get that handicap number, and recruiting's not going great. 85th ranked class, 7 commits, and those two worlds collided, and the fans are saying, "Why the hell are you playing so much golf, and why are you not on the recruiting trail?" And it's turned into a deal. They had to issue a statement in regards to what's going on. So it's just again, see Gabe's first answer at the beginning of the show. We need to play football games.
Football games need to be played. The one question I have for Hugh Freeze, and I get it, you want to log your scores in there. You want to get your true handicap. It does it all for you. It's very convenient. You do it, I do it. If you're Hugh Freeze, you just can't do it, man.
Mm-mm.
I, you just got to live with whatever your handicap is currently. You can't log those scores because people can search it. He knows that, right? Or did he not know that? Do we think he didn't know?
Well, he probably thought, you know, who would ever think to look around for that? He's got to go with an alias like Hugh McGavin or something, right? I mean, you gotta throw a different name out there.
I I saw this story and I just couldn't believe it. Now, if he'd been killing it at Auburn, if he'd been racking up double digit seasons, I don't think anyone would say anything. He'd get the benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah,
That has not been the case.
no.
So I
How many fan bases are searching the USGA for their head coach right now?
all of them, every SEC one, you would assume. You're just like, wait a second. If Hugh Freeze is doing that, is our guy doing that?
There's probably a handicap tracker with a correlation to wins already set up to see if the more golf a coach plays, the less games they win. I don't know, but I I say you need your coach to check out in the offseason some. I doubt he's burning up the course during the season, right? But even then, like you need to disengage the brain from whatever it is you're doing. Like these coaches live in it pretty much nonstop. I don't have a problem if a guy checks out for a couple of hours and goes and does something else. You got to let the mind breathe a little bit. Step outside of what you're doing, gain some perspective. It's not the end of the world.
They also, I think, didn't they have like back to back top 10 classes?
Yeah, I know they did hit a couple of big players in there. I don't know where their classes ended up, and I know they've been big players in the transfer. They had a big transfer portal haul, so I don't
I
know.
just don't lock the scores, Hugh.
I doubt he will. I,
I have we seen Hugh Freeze log his last score on the USGA app?
I would say that there's a strong likelihood of that for sure.
USGA again. I've got it right here on the phone.
Okay.
But oh my gosh. I
Is he any
You
good? I
know
wonder
his
what his
phone just
handicap is.
blew up. You know
Oh
his
my,
phone just exploded and he went, "What's going on?" I hope he was actually on the golf course when his phone blew up.
yeah, like his right hand. Coach, we've got a issue I need to talk to you about. There's there's a growing number of people with pitchforks outside of the stadium right now, wondering about your golf game.
Out of all the things you think you're going to have to worry about as a head coach in today's day and age of college football, I have to assume that was not on Hugh Freeze's radar.
No, there's going to be paparazzi out at the local golf course trying to snap pictures of Hugh on the tee box.
There were a bunch of pictures of it going around too. Like, wow, he does golf a lot. It's funny. Let him live, people. Let him live
Yeah,
his life.
let him live.
But get better recruits, Hugh.
I
Hey,
mean,
everything, everything gets solved if you just win games, man.
got to win football games. That's it.
All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, three things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise, it's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED. Buttery soft and 10% off.
And guys, it's time to make the switch to the Ridge wallet. Go to ridge.com, use promo code OKBreakdown at checkout for 10% off your order. The days of the super fat wallet that hurts to sit on are over. Make the switch to the sleek, modern design that can hold up to 12 cards and cash. It's also got this cool little elastic band on the side that helps you hang on to the cash and other things that you need. And Ridge has over 50 colors and styles to choose from. They have free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. It's literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy. And Ridge wallets have the RFID blocking technology on them also. It keeps you safe from all the digital pickpocketers out there. And you get 10% off at ridge.com when you use code OKBreakdown at checkout. That's ridge.com, code OKBreakdown for 10% off. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you.
For my winner of the weekend, Ted, no one steals headlines like LeBron James, man.
That's true.
He is just an absolute master at stealing headlines. You got all kinds of stuff going on in the NBA right now with free agency, but somehow, some way, LeBron James opts into his contract with the Lakers, and this vague statement from his agent Rich Paul that he gave to Shams Charania becomes the biggest story in the NBA. Quote, "We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career." What does it mean?
I don't know.
Is he unhappy? Is he jealous that they're going to build around Luka Doncic and not him? All the headlines about LeBron James in the NBA right now. What's going to happen? Are they going to trade him? He's got a no trade clause though. What would have happened if he opted out instead of opting in? It's just this guy is a master at being in the conversation. There has
Yep.
never been anyone in the NBA better at being the focal point of the conversations of the league than LeBron James. It's unbelievable. He's got a gift.
He's got a gift. And it may have been as simple as get this statement out there so people stop talking about your golf swing. Did you see the video
I think those happened. I think the statement happened before
Oh,
the
okay.
golf swing, but yes, he posted. LeBron is getting into golf.
Yeah.
Did you see Steph Curry like welcome,
Yeah.
welcome? But yeah, he maybe he should have been my loser of the week because he has started what is undoubtedly the most frustrating game on planet Earth. So yeah, he's going to become obsessed. It is going to be the most frustrating thing ever. Imagine being I I've said it many times on here. I believe it. I think LeBron James is the best athlete ever. Size, speed, explosiveness, a durability. The guy is just a mutant.
I mean, he's been a top 5 player in the NBA for close to 20 years. I mean, and a lot of that 20-year run, he was the best player. So it's not just the size and all the physicality, it's the duration. I mean, it's hard to do it at that level for that long, man. There's no it's hard to argue with, especially when you go back and watch clips from like 15 years ago and see what LeBron looked like on a basketball court compared to everyone else. It was insane.
He is arguably the best athlete ever. And he looks absolutely ridiculous swinging a golf club. That's golf, man. It humbles everyone. It's the hardest thing ever. I am excited for him though. Like that, when you start getting into it for the first time, it is an exhilarating feeling. Like every guy I know that started getting into it, you just become obsessed with it initially.
Oh yeah. You go to the range for an hour and you hit like 3 just squared up shots. It's like, okay, it's not going to be long before I hit every shot like that, and the grind continues. There's moments and then there's setbacks, right?
He I wish him luck on his golf journey, but he also like for the first time in his career, he's not the priority for a franchise. That has to be a weird feeling for him.
I know.
Like it feels like, he's almost done. No, he got the Lakers a title, but they trade for Luka, and their priority is now, hey, get Luka Doncic to sign an extension with them and build around him moving forward.
Yeah.
And
How much
that's got to be when you've been the man for as long as LeBron James has been the man.
Mhm.
It's got to be kind of a weird feeling going, oh wait, like I'm not the top priority here. That has to just be a strange feeling for that guy.
How much of it do you think is tied to new ownership?
Yeah. Oh, that's no. I guess Jeannie Buss is still that's still so weird to me that
Yeah.
sold the team, but running the team still that just. Then you've got Palinka and all this. I don't know, but hey, they got their center. They signed DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That'll do it.
They traded for Jake LaRavia, or I didn't trade for him. They signed him. But I guess they messed up the Dorian Finney-Smith thing. That sounded a little
Yeah.
sketchy. What was going on there? But I don't know. It just you great point bringing up the golf, but like just LeBron James's ability to dominate headlines, it feels like it's unmatched.
Yeah. It is. I mean, pretty much anytime you turn on ESPN, it's some type of conversation about LeBron James, like whatever it may be. I mean, they'll at times dedicate all of their shows for an entire day to talking about some like random little LeBron James situation that like a lot of people look at it and say, "What are we doing, guys?" But he commands a lot of attention. There's no doubt.
I can only imagine the amount of shows on Monday that are going to break down the golf clips,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
which that's kind of the content I'm after. Like I want a thorough breakdown on Golf Channel or something. I is it it's Max Homa. Like you can send him your swing and
Oh
he'll
yeah.
comment on it. We
Oh
need a
yeah.
Max Homa breakdown on Twitter of LeBron's swing.
It, I wouldn't be shocked if it's already out there.
I did not look, so it very well could be. My loser of the week, Notre Dame. Now, it does seem like Notre Dame's kind of on a heater on the recruiting trail,
Mhm.
but Ted, every coach gives the same speech every year before the 4th of July. It's the same speech every year. It's something to the effect of, hey guys, have fun, but be smart and don't get hurt.
Make good decisions.
Make good decisions. And I'm sure Marcus Freeman said something similar to his players, which I assume he's not thrilled that Charles Jagusah, one of his starting offensive linemen, fell off a UTV and broke his arm over the weekend.
Well, um, you're living in a new world in college football. If you look at an NFL contract and you break your arm falling off a UTV over the offseason and you can't play, guess what? You don't get paid.
Correct.
So I
Now,
wonder how all that's going to marry up.
it's it's just a broken arm from what I understand. So he's got time. Like he should be ready for the season, I would assume. But this is a guy, remember last year he was their projected left tackle and tore his pec in training camp. Now he came back during the college football playoff and he played guard, he played tackle. I think he started left tackle in the national championship game. But very high expectations for Notre Dame going into this season. And so I saw this and I was like, oh, I wonder what their offensive line situation is. Because remember, they had like two or three guys leaving the transfer portal. And I thought that
Yeah.
was strange. So I went and looked at it. They lost three guys that started like significant games for them last season in the portal. Pat Coogan went to Indiana. Rocco Spindler, which what a name by the way,
Mm-hmm.
is he left, and then Sam Pendleton left. He's going to Tennessee. It's even if you've got like studs coming in, it's weird to lose three offensive linemen that started games for you that have eligibility left
Championship.
when you went to the national championship game. Like that's kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
And then your Jagusah breaks his arm now, and you'll assume he'll be back. It's a broken arm, but Anthony Knapp, who is projected to be their left tackle, he had ankle surgery after the season, missed what sounds like all of spring ball. Ashton Craig, who's projected to be their starting center, he tore his ACL early last season. Now he should be back, but coming back from a significant knee injury. I guess they've got a freshman, Gerby Lambert, who was battling for time in the spring, but he had to have shoulder surgery, tore his labrum. And it was starting to give me like OU vibes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, wait, Notre Dame has been fantastic at producing offensive linemen over a very extended period of time now. But start looking at some of the stuff. Like you lost three guys that were starters for you at some point during the season. ACL, labrum, falling off UTVs, breaking arms. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting offensive line situation at Notre Dame. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And we know from experience that you can expect guys to be back and be ready. And then game one, game two, things drag on. And when you miss that much time, it could set you back, especially for guys that don't have a lot of experience. Like when you miss a big portion of practice time and preparation time, it's not so easy as you get the cast off, you're 100%, and you just step in at the top of your game. I mean, it can happen, but there's usually a gearing up part, and there's a long acclimation period to be able to play at your best through training camp and all that stuff. So we'll see, man. Not a good start.
August 31st, Notre Dame travels to Hard Rock Stadium to take on Miami. So, and then their second game, they got a bye week after that. Their second game's A&M
Yeah.
at Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend. Yeah, in South Bend. So, not exactly an easy start to the schedule for the Fighting Irish either.
No, it's not. It's not. Um, yeah, they're going to have to be, they need to be in sharp form whenever they come out of the gates. So that'll be something to monitor for sure.
I I think Jeremiah Love is one of the best backs in college football. He's got to be looking at this O-line situation going, hey,
What are we doing, guys? What's going
what's
on?
going on here?
Tough.
Be an interesting quarterback situation there too. But hey, don't
When's he
fall
get-
off UTVs and break your arm.
No, that's tough. I hate that. I like that's a tough deal. Like you don't want that for anyone. At least for me, I like to see everyone at their best and let the rest tell the story. But these things happen, unfortunately.